Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Been a while.
Yes,
It's been a few weeks.
certainly has.
I think
Forgot how
we
to
did.
do this.
Well, everyone's going on a holiday, and then you guys going to the South Coast Summit and stuff. But yeah, we're back with episode 20. So welcome everyone. We got lots of stuff to talk about. So we decided not to have a guest today because we got so much stuff we want to share, so much stuff that happened, and so many things that are coming up. I think we've got a good end of the year ahead. If we see what's going to happen. So, well, let's just get into it, and let's start with the weekly retrospective. You guys suck. It was just, I can see you at the bottom. You guys suck.
Sorry, could I work?
The most horrible colleague ever. You got a nice swag. You got
Very nice
people.
swag.
They got this at the South Coast Summit. What they went to last
we'll
week.
get your jacket. We'll get your jacket. Sorry, could I?
Yeah, take it off. It's very warm.
And you're wearing a Datadog t-shirt. What's that about?
Just found it in the drawers this morning and thought, oh, I'll wear this. It'll do.
Do you literally have any clothing you paid for?
I have a few bits and pieces, yeah.
Your life is sponsored. That's good. All right, yeah. So I'm at the office because I have to leave at 5, and then well, it's easier traveling wise. So the office is empty. Nobody's here. Like nobody. It's it's nice and quiet. But yeah, got a nice room here.
Looks nice.
A little couch.
Very nice.
Overview of the rest of the office. You can see it's very empty.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Obviously, you were going to the office and decided to vacate.
Yeah, that's odd, right? I'm never at the office. Now I'm going to the office. Nobody's here. So I feel kind of lonely.
Oh.
Yeah. No, we're fine. All right. So apart from the swag, weekly retrospective, what have you been up to, Richard?
So for me, I've been working on some Azure function apps in PowerShell, but also like creating some open API spec for these as well. So they're like HTTP APIs basically written in PowerShell using Azure functions, which then kick off Azure DevOps pipeline and stuff like that. So it's been quite fun creating that, learning about the open API spec and manually creating that because you can't do it automatically from the code like you can with like C# and stuff. But yeah, it's been fun. I've learned a lot, and that's been most of my week. Obviously, before that, at the weekend we had South Coast Summit, so I was over there helping organize it and watching the sessions, helping out on the Microsoft stand and stuff. And before that, it's just been working more work and a bit of days off and stuff like that.
That's good. What about you, Gregor?
Sort of same. So Friday and Saturday, myself and Richard were at the South Coast Summit. I've written this down because it's quite a lot. What else have I been up to? Doing an audit for a security audit for one of our customers. Yeah, I've been doing that. So we've been looking at the secure score for them and trying to improve that. They gave us some PowerShell DSC to run in to improve the hardening of virtual machines. So that was quite cool. Interesting. We're also looking at some disaster recovery stuff for another customer. What else have we been doing? Apart from work, there's a few things coming up that we can talk about later. What else have we been doing? Yeah, so what else? That and the usual other projects with the data stuff. So yeah, Neil mentioned the customer name there. I was like, no, don't do that. Yeah.
No swearing, no customer names.
Yeah, I've been working with Lisa, who's been teaching me Databricks, which is really interesting. So we do ETL stuff where we load data in and transform it and then load it into SQL. So I used to write store procedures to tidy up the data and kind of clean it. And she showed me a much better way to do it in Databricks. So Databricks is actually really cool. It's so much more powerful than doing the way I was doing it. So that's been interesting. So I've learned quite a lot of that.
Yeah, and I heard that she gave a pretty good session last night internally on data.
We've got some data workshops coming up. So she was doing a kind of internal run through of our session. So that was really good. Yeah, very good. So
that's nice.
got some good feedback. Yeah. What about
Good.
yourself? What have you been up to?
I've been writing code all week, which I'm
Nice.
truly enjoying because most of the time I've got meetings and technical meetings with
Mm.
people, helping people out. So now we're automating the creation of documents. So we've got lots of standard documents, so designs, for instance, and obviously the scaffolding for design. That's going to be the same every time. You want to focus on that customer specific stuff, right? So mapping the software architecture to the actual technology. But yeah, you've got some standardization in there. So we've been working on that. Gregor, you pitched in a couple of times to be my rubber duck, and we figure out the complicated stuff. So basically, right now it's an Azure function that's grabbing a template document, and then based on user input, it will generate a new document. And we found a really cool SDK to do that. So if you want to generate Word documents, that's if anyone's ever looking to do that, obviously you've got the platforms that will support you in doing that. But if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of it and configure it and build it yourself, then Syncfusion is a really, really good SDK. So you don't need to have Word installed. It works on the OpenXML format, and it's basically an SDK that will help you generate the XML stuff for Word documents. So it's instead of writing 1,000 lines of code to create the XML or having some kind of COM object and call Word locally, you can now just do it in an Azure function, and that is really cool. So we've been playing with that, seeing if we can use that in the future. Yeah, really like it. So
yeah, it looks promising. It does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been my week. So really been enjoying writing .NET code again.
That's
Cool. Is it in C# or what is it in?
Yes, C#.
Oh,
yeah, it's see, the thing is with well, you could probably, no, you can't do it. Well, they've got SDKs for other languages, but I think C# .NET for Azure Functions is by far the fastest thing you can do. Gives you most flexibility. Obviously, if you do it with PowerShell, you need to have Word installed locally. You can still get it done, but it's not as fast and it's not as clean. And we want to build like a nice portal out of it. So yeah, that was cool. That's been my week, like every day, and I'm loving it.
I like weeks where you're writing code.
Yeah, I think it's good to block away some time and just focus on one specific thing, because specifically, really, if you're writing code and you've got a bunch of meetings all day, then you don't really make any progress.
Nope.
Other than that, I've been tech reviewing a book. Can't really tell what about and who and why, but
how's that been going?
First time doing that. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's fun, but it took way more time than I expected. Like checking everything. So, but I like it. That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah. I remember doing my one. It was nice and easy. I had a good author, and it was a good subject book, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, this one's good. Good author, good knowledge, but you have to double check everything, right? Because it's going to be your name on it as well. So, I'm going to make sure that it's right. Yeah, and then before we go check on what's new in Azure and what's new in community stuff, maybe we should call it what's new in community, because we're going to do a lot of stuff. We did a lot of stuff the last couple of weeks, but before we go into the other community stuff, how was the South Coast Summit? How did it go? What do you like about it? Tell me all about it.
I really enjoyed it. It was awesome meeting new people and people that we already knew from like online and stuff, and
in person.
Actually in person, it was so good. And obviously the food was nice as well, because we had some good nice meals out with some people from Microsoft, and it was just really good. I actually had some Japanese food, which was quite nice.
I managed to get to eat sushi. Well, sit in a sushi restaurant, which was a good start. Yeah, no, it was good. I really thoroughly enjoyed meeting people again. Lots of people on Twitter reached out to us that they were going that we haven't met in person. So it's always nice to meet people you chat to that you haven't actually met before.
Yeah.
It's good.
How awkward was it meeting people in person again?
It wasn't too bad. They had this sticker idea, so they had green and red stickers. So if you had a red sticker on, you're kind of like, don't come up and hug me type thing, because a lot of people come up and just like kind of shake your hand and stuff like that. So it was a good idea to have stickers. But no, it was fine.
I recall they did that at Ignite as well, like stickers or buttons where they said you wanted to, the badges where do you want to talk or do you not want to talk, or I think that's just good to provide a safe space for people who are not really that confident in talking to strangers. It's good to have.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah, and it was good. It was just good to meet everybody again.
Yeah,
And the venue was quite good as well because it was a cricket ground, big stadium, so that was quite cool seeing the cricket ground with no one around.
But Gregor didn't take his golf clubs.
No, and there's a golf course right outside,
like
right across my window of the hotel, and I'm like,
how did you not check that before? Did you not Google Map the whole thing?
I knew it was there, but I just didn't want the hassle taking golf clubs.
No.
Yeah, I don't even think golf clubs would fit on the plane that we went on. The plane we went on was tiny. It was like so small.
Could it even take? Yeah, couldn't even take the golf clubs. Good question.
No, small, very small plane.
All right. Well, apart from Azure clashing, Scott.
Yeah. So
what was that?
Yes, met Scott down there as well the first time.
Yeah. So some of the Azure's, Azure talks were at the same time, so we couldn't split ourselves into two to watch both. So that was the only downside of it. But you get that at pretty much every conference, really, I suppose.
But you're with two. What are you complaining about?
Yeah, with 3 friends all had the session at 12 o'clock. That was a little bit disappointing because we couldn't go to them all. But
yeah, well, they weren't recorded, I guess.
No.
Yeah, and the swag at the Microsoft stand was actually brilliant. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing jackets.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Hoodies. Yeah.
Try and get some. Got a nice little fidget spinner as well from Microsoft. That was really good.
Can't take them anywhere.
I do love a bit of swag.
All right. I did an in-person session.
You did?
You did?
In Denmark. With Rini. That was fun.
Was it
that was awkward.
Was it
we had a good room with the fundamental session that we did. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was.
Were you nervous doing that? Because you hadn't done that for a
while. The first couple of minutes, definitely. Yeah, I used to do them a lot pre-COVID, and I wasn't. Yeah. Well, you're always a little bit nervous, right? You're supposed to be nervous when you go do a public talk, because if you're not nervous, then it means you might not care, or if you're nervous, then you'll prepare for it, and you need to prepare for it. You need to be a little bit nervous because the people, they come over and watch you, so they kind of deserve the effort you put in. But it was weird because in Denmark the COVID rules, they pretty much let everything go. So was actually someone walked up to me and shook my hand. That last time I did that, it was like 1.5 years ago. I'm like, what? That was weird. It was good, but it was weird.
Yeah.
But session was good.
In Scotland, you still need to wear a mask, and when we were down in England, there wasn't really them to wear a mask. It's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, and we were at the Microsoft office in
what's that like?
Lyngby, it's called. It's like next to Copenhagen. They're building a quantum lab. Like there's people in coats looking very, very sophisticated, doing all kinds of stuff with technology where you just stand in front of a window going, I don't know what they're doing, but that looks like a computer. Other than that, I have no idea. But it's really interesting. That's good. We're looking forward to going there again and ask them what that's about.
Try and get a little tour.
Yeah, I heard that you were not allowed to go into the lab, which makes sense. But maybe someone at some point can take their lab coat off, come outside and explain us what they're doing. Because I'm not that into the quantum field, but it was definitely interesting to see. Definitely. So let's talk about what's new in Azure and what's new in the community and what we did the last couple of weeks. So first off, what's new in Azure? What's new for you? What's new in AKS?
In AKS, they've got this new node pool type. So you've heard of WebAssembly apps and stuff like that. You can actually run a node pool in AKS just for WebAssembly apps. So no containers or anything like that, just WebAssembly apps. So that's really cool. And you can also enable your traffic through a HTTP proxy now as well. So for the enterprises that have to have all their traffic going out over proxies, you can do that with AKS now. So that's really cool. And they're my biggest things that I've seen this sort of past week with AKS.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Gregor, what about you?
The thing that kind of jumped out at me was the Visual Studio Code in the browser. So they've kind of said it's in preview, but I think it's actually like out. So if you go to vscode.dev, this is different from Codespaces. So Rennie was asking about this. This is just the Visual Studio Code editor in a browser, which is really amazing when you think about it. So the difference between that and Codespaces is you can, in Codespaces, you set up like an entire repository that does the build and run the code. So it's different from Codespaces. So this is just Visual Studio Code. But you can still do file open and go to a local file in the browser and open the code and debug it and run it. And it's, that's unbelievable. It's very cool.
Wow,
Yeah,
sounds
so that
very good.
that's come out. And the other thing that jumped out at me was the Azure Monitor Query SDK. So you can now write basically .NET, Java, Python, that kind of thing. You can write queries that read-only queries that will query Azure Monitor logs. So if you ever want to do that from kind of code, you can do that as well now.
That's cool. That's cool.
VS Code the browser's nice.
See that Scott tried to VS Code on his iPad last night.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. You can put it on anything really.
Yeah,
that's the cool thing.
It's pretty fast as well when you open it.
That is. It looks cool.
All right, yeah, and I've got one. So what's really interesting, and I think depends on if you've been working with it in the past, but it's the general availability of the Service Tag Discovery API. There's been quite some tweets about this. So long story short, in the past, if you needed to allow IP addresses through your firewall from Azure, so control plane, management plane addresses, you would need to download the big JSON from the Microsoft website, and then it also updates monthly. But now we've got an API, so we can automate the whole thing. So we can now request all the service tags and the IP addresses for all the management planes, which means that you no longer have to download the whole JSON, figure that out, because that was quite the job to keep that, to keep that updated. But then, if there was a change, then you would notice soon enough because stuff just stopped working. But now you can just stay ahead of it. That's cool. I think that's a really, really good, good new feature. So other than that, what's new in Azure? There's a lot of community stuff going on.
There is.
I mean, we did, Richard. We did something a couple of weeks ago.
Cloud community. What was it? Cloud native community. So we did a nice little talk about Azure Kubernetes, sort of what's good about it, why you should use it, some fun facts, some myth busting. Wesley was in the studio, and I was at home, and it worked really well. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we got some first glimpse on some HD stuff for Teams because I could see you really, really well.
You look like you were on a TV.
Wesley,
you look like you were on a TV show. It looked awesome.
It was like the studio in the Netherlands. It was just a big room where people would do sessions. But obviously that stopped when COVID started. And now they turn it into like a professional studio with multiple cameras, multiple screens, and professional lighting. And a stand, so I felt really professional doing that.
It looked really good with the blue background and the plant.
Were you nervous before that started?
No, and the reason why not is because Richard and I talk a lot about AKS together in sessions. So, and we built that up, and I think that's what I like about. I mean, I like sending technical information, but we just put some myths in there and some facts about AKS and really focus on Azure Kubernetes Service as opposed to just Kubernetes. So what makes it different? What makes that play on Azure different? And it was just a back and forth between Richard and I. So it basically was just a conversation.
Yeah.
Once that gets started, so you do the introduction, maybe a bit nervous for that, but that only takes a couple of seconds. And then you just forget you're in the studio just talking.
Yeah.
Nice. Good idea. Yeah,
I like that. It's kind of like what we did for the what was that? The cloud? Was it the cloud
Summit?
Cloud Summit? Yeah.
With
the three, it was kind of the same thing, really. It was just a little PowerPoint, but other than that, just a lot of talking. So that was good. That was really interesting. And there's also a lot of stuff coming up. I did in conversation with Johnny Chips.
You did.
That was fun. That was
very good. That was excellent.
that was fun. It was about app monetization, so basically like a spin-off of what we did for the cloud summit. I really enjoyed that. He's
Good. Johnny's good. He's got a good
he's
show.
a really fun guy to talk to. But other than that, it was just it happened automatically. You just start chatting. I really like that kind of talk. So if you want to.
At the South Coast Summit, I was sitting next to his partner in crime at work, and I said to him, "Hey, does he actually do any work?" That was quite funny. He was still, it's like, does Johnny have any time to do work? It was quite good.
He does great community stuff.
He does.
And he's a fun guy to talk to. And what else we've got coming up, guys? We've got. Let me see. We've got a big list of stuff here. Yeah, we've got Ignite coming up, Gregor. What's that about? When is that?
2nd to the 4th, I think, of November. It's like 12 days from now. So, yeah, it's not that far off. So, that's the link to register for it. So, if you haven't registered, then please do. If you do register for it, you can take part in the Cloud Skills thing. And if you take part in that, you can get a free exam. So, that's always worth doing.
Oh.
And you also need to look at the kind of calendar and book what sessions you want to go to before they all fill out as well.
Yeah, I've booked one session already.
Cool.
Like a round table, because those ones go so quick.
Go fast.
They go really quick. Yeah.
10:30 my time in the evening on the 2nd of November. It's going to be a late one, but it'll be worth it.
Taking the day off.
Yeah, should do.
Taking the day off next day. All right. And what else is going on? Greg, what's going on today?
Today? What's going on today? Remind me, I've forgotten. What is going on today?
Dapper.
The Dapper thing. That was yesterday. So that was Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, so DapperCon.
Sorry. What Gregor, what was happening yesterday?
Day 2 of DapperCon. So that's the video to the YouTube channel for all of DapperCon. So Dapper's kind of this thing that's been out for a couple of years. It helps you. Well, Richard's probably better explaining it than me. But yeah, it's all to do with the cloud native type stuff, and it's basically a open source. In fact, Richard's going to explain that. What's Dapper? You know more about it.
Dapper is it's kind of like an SDK in a way to help you with your microservices, your distributed apps, and ways to communicate between the different processes. Your different applications, and it takes, instead of writing lines and lines of code to deal with the likes of connecting to RabbitMQ or a messaging system, a few lines of Dapper, and it's done for you with all the retry logics and stuff like that. It has secret management as well built into it. So in a way, it's kind of like the Lego of microservices. And it's definitely something everyone should go learn, because Microsoft's given it a massive push, and it's going to be a big player. And it's just going to be, I think they've donated it to the Cloud Native Foundation now as well. And it's going to be in the incubation stage. So yeah, that should be quite cool to see.
Works for all clouds.
Yeah, and definitely check it out. There's a promising future for Dapper, and we can't tell too much about it, but stay tuned.
Yeah,
it's not the last time.
There's a full hands-on workshop available as well, so you can sit and do that. Yeah, some cool stuff.
That's nice. And it's not going to be the last time you heard about Dapper, so stay tuned for that. What else we got? Let me see. So just before Ignite, we got something else coming up at the end of this month. Who's doing the guessing?
I'm just trying to think what it is.
Guys, it's GitHub Universe.
Yes.
So we do.
GitHub Universe.
27th, 28th?
It's the 27th to the 28th of October.
I just don't know how they're going to beat the last announcement of dark mode. Like, what can they have to announce a top dark mode?
So the top new feature is going to be, I don't know. No, well, we got dark mode, but we also got the we got a bunch of features last time.
Yeah, they've got a lot of features now. Yeah, they've been releasing beta versions of issues and things like that.
Yeah, code spaces.
Code spaces, yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I'll probably try and see a couple of things that are happening in GitHub Universe. What else? Richard, we're doing a user group thing in next month, summer.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a sort of a version of our AKS talk we do about the myths and that, but instead of 40 minutes, it's like 65 minutes, 70 minutes long. So we can go a bit deeper in to it and sort of dispel more myths of AKS, because there's quite a lot.
Yeah. So
Like
it's always going to be an interesting session because that world is going so fast. There's always something new to talk about.
Who are you doing?
Yeah.
Who are you doing that for? What user group is that? Can't remember. What one was it?
Cannot remember at all. It's data user group, in fact, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll find the link out and I'll put a post on Twitter.
Yes, yes, good. I think we got referred to by Gregor for that.
We did.
Yeah, I was like,
right, that's good. That's good. And yeah, I'm doing something next week. I'm going to be talking about IoT at the Bradford Cloud User Group. Shabazz queried me on Twitter. I thought it'd be a nice subject. So getting started with IoT from scratch. So
Very
instead
cool.
of following the tutorials, just a hands-on approach on how to build something and actually, have a starting point. So instead of doing all the best practice in the documentation, I like to just, pull repository, clone it, play with it, see if we can get it working. And then I've got something like, oh, I built something. You got that wow feeling. So I want to share that during that session. So really looking forward to that.
Nice.
And then
that's on the 28th of October, is it?
I thought it was the 29th, but it could be the 28th.
Might be one of those 2 days.
Yes, end of next week.
Yeah,
Tuesday or Thursday, if I remember.
I think it's going to be a Thursday.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday. It's when Richard is going to a theater. So.
Yeah, it's the 28th because I'm at the theatre.
What are you going to see at the theatre?
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about Jamie.
Who's Jamie?
I have no idea. But apparently everyone's talking about him.
Hopefully you'll learn. All right.
Yeah. I'll let you know afterwards.
Yeah.
And then
Simon's saying it's Thursday next week.
Thursday. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be good. So something completely else, big community thing, December coming up. What's happening?
Richard's going to tell you all about it.
Not sure on this one. Maybe, what was it? The Festive Tech calendar.
Festive Tech calendar. That's going to be interesting.
Start planning that a bit more. Yeah, so we're kind of waited till the South Coast Summit was out of the way, just to try and clear the decks a little bit. So been doing some videos. We're going to try and we've got the call for speakers ends at the end of the month.
Yes, so people can still put in sessions.
Yes,
yep, please.
9 days, 10 more days.
Yep, we're going to kind of hit that quite hard, and we're also going to talk about the site supporters. So if you would like to, it's not like sponsoring us because we don't really want to get sponsorship money. What we're looking at is a thing called site supporters. So if your company would like to give away prizes, then you have to come up with a competition idea. So things like, I don't know, who's got the best Christmas or festive jumper? You can give prizes away to that. Who's got the best session on IoT, or who's got the best session on Azure or Power Platform, stuff like that. So if you come up with an idea, then you can basically give away prizes and we'll give you a shout out to your company and things like that. Had a big turnout for speakers, Reese. So yeah, we've got about 70 so far. We're looking for about 90. So we need to try and, we've not really been hammering the socials that much for advertising it, but we're going to do that in the next few days. So.
But 70 and without too much advertisement, that's a lot.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not too bad.
If Reese hasn't put a session in, Reese should go ahead and put a session in right now.
So the one thing to mention is everyone who submits gets to take part, as long as it's not something ridiculous that we obviously can't do. So yeah, don't do anything too ridiculous. But yeah, if you put any kind of tech session in, you will get approved and you will get to take part. So that's one thing we want to do. So we're trying to get across all of the communities: SQL Server, PowerShell, C#, all of the communities. Yeah, everyone. So yeah, AWS for Azure nerds. Yes, anything.
Yeah, and it doesn't. And even if it's less technical, it's a good story.
Absolutely. Yeah, and try and make it fun as well. We're looking to make some.
Sing a song.
Yeah.
You should sing a song.
I won't sing a song.
Really good at singing.
That was funny last year. That was really funny. That was,
Yeah, I was trying
who
to
was
get
that again?
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
That was
That was
Dwayne.
brilliant. That was.
Dwayne did the singing. That was
Yeah,
good. That
love
was
that.
funny.
I'm still
Yeah.
waiting for some team to go into Teams and have like the 12 Days of Christmas with 12 people singing that. I think that would be quite fun.
What, you want to do that internally?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll do something like that.
I'm off that day.
No, as someone else could do that idea.
What if we write it out and we just have people say it?
That's a
The
good
sentence.
idea.
We could maybe.
Any kind of idea like that.
If we can have people say one sentence of that song, we just write it out, and then we edit it and put it together.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that.
Not sure how much people would like that though, but that's gonna be funny.
Well, the guys with Script Runner, who are the PowerShell kind of script runners tool, they're putting together a song and they've got a full band, so they take it very seriously. So
a company band.
Yeah, kind of band of friends. There's kind of people across the industry that they all play the different instruments. So looking forward to see what they come up with.
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah. So people, we still got place for more people. Do sign up if you're interested. And also get to say that you don't have to be the most experienced speaker, right? If you just know it's going to be your first time.
Yeah, people have done it before and have no idea. Yeah, no idea what they're doing.
Also, if you never did public speaking before, you want to do a session and you don't feel comfortable and you want to do it like conversation wise, I'm always up for some collaboration and just do a chat and some short interview about tech. So feel free to reach out. And I think I'm speaking for all the community that if you want something like that, always happy to jump on a call and record something. You know, if you I always like the example, if you want to talk about one specific subject and you're like not comfortable putting a talk about it together, maybe do it in the conversation flow and then just say what you want to talk about. And we just jump on a call, ask questions about it, and make the flow happen automatically. Yep. So I was happy to do that. So
get started.
Yeah. And then before we end the show, we still need to talk fun facts, and so we're gonna get to that. What did you buy? I see a cloud, Gregor, at the background, so I want to talk about that. That's new. That cloud is new.
It is. So I saw. I didn't actually see the talk, so this is shameful. But Mike Pfeiffer was interviewing somebody, and I saw on the LinkedIn picture of the cloud. So I reached out to the guy who was interviewing, and he said, "Yeah, it's like £12 on Amazon." So I couldn't help myself. So it was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I bought. I haven't bought anything else.
You haven't bought anything else?
No, I don't think so. Oh no, I did. I bought a whiteboard. Yeah, I've got a whiteboard up there. Oh,
nice.
So that's microphone.
Face I see on it.
What's that? Sorry.
Do I see a smiley face on the whiteboard?
Yes.
So what's on the whiteboard? What does it say?
It says top one is Azure Cosmos DB exam study guide. So I've done that. And the second one is I need to do my LinkedIn Learning course preparation. So I need to start on that.
Because you've been selected as a LinkedIn Learning instructor.
Yes. Well, yes.
That's worth mentioning.
Yeah, I've signed a contract for that, so that should be interesting. So I'm going to be doing some Azure exams. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm going to start that hopefully very soon.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Richard, what about you? What's new for you? What did you buy? Probably lots of stuff again.
Not that much stuff. So the Google Pixel 6 just got announced 2 days ago. So I bought that, the Pro version, because I needed a new phone. Still waiting for that to come. When it comes, I will show you, hopefully maybe next week or the week after.
Is it black and yellow?
No, it's black, and then I can add some yellow to it. You know, because Pixel robots. And then I also bought an Elgato low profile arm, so I'm waiting for that to come as well, just so the microphone to try and get a bit closer, so I can get further away from the camera and stuff. But yeah, should be good. How about you, Wesley?
Before we get to that, I just don't believe it when you say not that much. There's literally not a day goes by when you're on a call with Richard and he has, hold on, package at the door.
That's not all mine. That is not all mine.
Every single day, you have to run out of a call because there's someone at the door with the package.
Yeah, that's true, but they're not all my packages.
Yeah.
Reese wants to know if you've not bought the Duo 2 yet.
No. Well, we got the Duo 1, and if this is anything to go by, I'm not buying a Duo 2. Just
The V2 Microsoft products are always much better than one.
if we
V3
go
quite
with
the
this,
statement. This
if
is
we
quite
go
the
with the
statement.
Surface
Boober.
Pro, well, let's look at the Surface Pro laptops. We had to wait until version 3 before it actually got good.
Well, 3's the best one, without a doubt.
So maybe, once Surface Duo 3 comes out, I might get it. But now, like, I can't even use the calculator properly on this app because the phone goes to sleep and then it switches around to the other screen you're on, and it's just a nightmare.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Don't
Wesley,
get
have you bought anything new? I know you're not in your house, but did you buy anything new?
I don't know. I don't think so. Did I buy anything?
You've got an Xbox Elite controller. I don't think
yeah.
anyone's seen.
Did we not talk about that last time? No, last time we
No.
talked, I said I want one. Yes, we did get one. We did get one.
How is it good?
Yeah. Lovely. I love it. I had one in the past, but it's really expensive. I really like it.
What?
Yes. So yeah, I've got the Xbox controller. That's pretty much what I bought.
Right,
Yeah.
you're saying that Job's going to buy a Duo 2.
Probably. Well, we'll see about that. Yeah, Job is confirming.
Yeah.
Job will probably buy one. Yes, so. Look, this is an interesting topic.
Oh, yes.
Will that happen?
It would be interesting.
That would be cool. I'd maybe buy it if I did that.
Wasn't that once the play with the Windows phones that they were supposed to be starting to support Android apps with the special marketplace thing?
Mhm.
Could this be the big Microsoft phone play?
No.
No, I know.
I'm not buying it.
No,
I like the
that's
Windows
good to
phones.
Android, and that's it.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we'll know soon.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll keep developing and we'll figure it out. Yeah, I think we're through all the topics that we wanted to discuss. Lots of community stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Next week we'll have a guest again.
Yep.
Let's try to get who should we get on for next week?
Good question.
Who do we
Who's new
get into this?
or who hasn't been on? We
There's
need
lots
some
of people
like finance or marketing. Someone from those
Marketing.
departments.
Something from
We
marketing.
should get someone from marketing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I know. I asked before. They're a bit hesitant. We'll need to get this sorted. Maybe we need some support from Job. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for being active in the comment section. That's great.
Yeah,
looking forward to next week. Where we'll have a guest again. And other than that, I wish you a very good day and a very good weekend when you're ready for it.
Yep, you too. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.